Claire, I think that people are afraid of being schizophrenic. People think that when you are schizophrenic that you have a disease that is transmittable, possibly because no one wants to have contact with me anymore since I'm schizophrenic, and they think I'm so sick that I don't need social contact and that I don't need anything. I mean, people have cut me off their life, and this is partly because I was taught that I'm schizophrenic, and I'm not schizophrenic, and people believe that I'm schizophrenic because I think that I'm an entrepreneur and that I run a company, or that I run Quillette, or that I do other things. I mean, I don't run the operation of Quillette, but I do the innovation for Quillette, and I do the science for my company and the marketing. So I run two companies at the moment. I work for two companies, or I own them, and there is a problem that I have the accusation of people think that I'm schizophrenic, and people don't want to have contact with me because they think I'm schizophrenic, and they think that this is enough for them to not have contact with me anymore. I mean, this is also true for family members and for other people, such as people I thought that were my friends, but this is no longer true for me. So I have one friend left and possibly one family member that doesn't see me as a criminal or somebody who is fundamentally flawed in their character. So you can't have contact with them anymore. And this is because people told me that I'm schizophrenic, and I have this accusation of of being schizophrenic without being schizophrenic. And when you are accused of something, there is the problem that people people see you as having a transmissible disease, and it's like when you the diagnosis is like like we identified witches in the past. We told them it was enough evidence that we thought that they are witches to burn them or something like that. And this is also true for me today. There is no evidence that I'm schizophrenic. I have a personal perspective on it. I have personal experience in my life that are in contradiction with what my doctors are telling me that I am, and their accusation is based on weak evidence or no evidence at all. And they basically had my mother, who I treated her anxiety disorder, her general anxiety disorder, with screaming at her and things like that. And based on that, they made the diagnosis that I'm schizophrenic because she told them that I'm dangerous, and that I don't want to, that I'm unemployed, and that I'm going to be homeless. And this was enough for them to put me in psychiatry for several weeks. Because I didn't live in their general perspective of what has to be done, what's how to live, and how to make decisions about your life. It doesn't fit it in their worldview. and therefore they made the decision about my life to put me in the psychiatry system and to label me as schizophrenic and as low IQ and as alcoholic and ADHD is correct and the rest is all nonsense. I smoke daily 30 cigarettes or 40 and I eat unhealthy and this is a result of psychiatry. They put me into the position where I have no other chance than smoking and eating unhealthy. This was not true before I went to psychiatry. This was a result of psychiatry. And for example, I have eat carnivore, and they thought that I am I'm schizophrenic because I eat carnivore, or because I thought as well that I'm schizophrenic, and therefore they made the assumption that I'm schizophrenic because I believed it, because I thought that I'm schizophrenic, because I had racing thoughts, and people have sent me messages on Twitter. I never heard voices, I never had a psychosis except of a twin flame psychosis, what is fundamentally different from a normal psychosis. And therefore they made the assumption that I'm schizophrenic without hearing voices, except of Claire's voice. So I heard, but it wasn't a bad experience. There was the fundamental difference between being a schizophrenic and being a twin flame. Because twin flame is a positive experience, and I didn't saw it as hearing voices because it's it's more like you make predictions about what other people are saying. Therefore, you talk with them, and it wasn't hearing voices. It was a conversation with Claire. Therefore, it wasn't. But this probably happened after psychiatry, not before.